Hello everyone, I am Debarun Paul, bearing the ID number 61, and today I'll be talking about idioms and one-word substitution. So let us understand what the word idiom means. So when you hear the term idioms, you might be thinking, oh wow, it's a fancy term. It might be like very complicated and a very hard terminology. So let me tell you one thing that idiom refers to a phrase, we can call it a phrase, which when read as a whole imparts a meaning, but you cannot deduce the meaning of the individual letters or words present in that idiom. So now I have used another fancy term known as phrases. So what are phrases? Phrases are basically a conglomerate, you can say a conglomerate of words joined together to form a conceptualized unit. So different words are joined together to form a a meaningful sentence, and that is represented in a very fancy manner, or which is very eye pleasing and ear catching. Okay, oh sorry, I made a mistake. Ear pleasing and eye catching. Okay, so next let us talk about one word substitution. So since you have, I think you have guessed from the name itself, one word substitution. A single word is used to substitute a whole bunch of letters or sentence. Okay, so what we were trying to say with the help of a sentence, we can say it with the help of one word, which reduces our effort to a larger extent, I think. So a single word, by using a single word, we can express everything which we might have said in a group of words or a bunch of words. So now let us talk about some of the examples of idioms and one word substitution. So first idiom is jack of all trade, master of none. So if somebody has played the card game, he or she knows what I'm talking about. Jack is basically a name of cards. So that is okay. That let's keep that inside. That is not important. So here, jack of all trade means a person or an individual is tapped in many skills. It may be any skill, but he has done mastery in none. Okay, so he is in possession of different varied number of skills. Okay, but in none of the skills he has done mastery. And next to the like, sorry for that. And in next to the writing, I have placed a picture of a rocket. You might be guessing, why did I place the picture of a rocket? So there is a reason why I put this picture of rocket. So a few months ago, as we all know, India has ISRO has successfully launched a Chandrayaan mission on south pole of moon, and India became the first country to do so, which is a big matter of pride for our country as well. So the reason of putting the picture here is to fly a rocket, you to fly a rocket there are plenty, there are many individuals who are simultaneously working together to make it possible, and each and everyone is having mastery in a specialized area or specialized direction. Okay, so here if a person having slight knowledge of all skills comes and he thinks that he can fly a rocket, so it's not possible. He has to have mastery in a particular skill. He might not have proficiency in all the skills, but he has to have proficiency in a single skill. And like that, like him, many other individuals having specialization in different skills which are required to fly a rocket will come together and they'll make the mission successful or possible. So that is the point of adding the picture. Okay, so in order to illustrate in a better manner, so next comes our one word substitution example. So cult. So many a times you have heard the word or the term cult. Somebody is having a cult following, or yeah, nowadays Gen Zs are having cult, what do you say, a cult culture and all. So what is a cult? Cult basically refers to ways of life and attitude and idea that has become very popular system of religious belief and rituals. So when we say the term cult, cult basically refers to It can be a religion, it can be a custom, tradition, fashion, or like way of living life, or you can say a particular style which has gained immense popularity among like other people, and the people are starting to follow. Okay, so the an ideal person or the person who has started the cult following, he first demonstrates or gives like what do you say, or he shows some kind of skills or like way of life or the lifestyle or like an attitude which like is very pleasing, which becomes very popular among a certain mass or group of people, and they start following it. So that is known as cult. So people start and admire people start admiring and following the like what do you say, the ideal figure, and that person who started this tradition or like the attitude or the lifestyle becomes the like idol figure. Okay, so now like if you have noticed, I think so you have noticed, when we use the term cult, we have substituted how many words? We have substituted almost 10 to 15 words. Okay, so while we say the name cult, the name cult following is enough to depict like people will like very easily guess that, oh okay, it's like way of life, lifestyle, or something like that, tradition which has gained immense popularity. So at least 5 or 6 words are getting replaced by that single word cult. So that is how one word substitution works. Okay, so next I have another thing which is known as epigram. Murphy's law. I'll tell you what an epigram is later. So later someday. So Murphy's law. Murphy's law is basically given by Edward A. Murphy Jr. He was a captain in the like I forgot, in American Air Force, I think so. Yes, American Air Force. He was a captain. So he gave the Murphy's law, which states that anything can go wrong. Anything that can go wrong will definitely go wrong. Okay, so what was he referring to? Like if something was supposed to go wrong, was supposed to go very wrong, it will anyhow end up being wrong. Like nothing or no force in the world will be able to stop it. So like the way in which plan fails. So why he like told this, in what context, like basically we know the job of pilots are like very tough, like they have to go through like various war like situation in which like they have to formulate different plans, like not always a single plan works. So he said that in pretext of that plan, so the way in which plan fails and bad things always happen, the bad things which were supposed to happen will happen no matter what, nothing can stop. So that is Murphy's law. So now uh, okay, let me tell you what an epigram means before concluding this video. So epigram is an idea or remark which like expresses an idea in a very clever manner. Like when we see the term Murphy's law, like Murphy's law is a layman will never be able to like guess, okay, Murphy's law means what is that, something like that, or this or that. So like it's a very trickier and very like you have to decode or like know the like pretext of what Murphy's law is trying to say in order to understand that. Okay, so like an epigram is saying pity or remark in a very clever manner. Like those people who know Murphy's law, by just looking at the name Murphy's law, they can like say, okay, now this means that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And in okay, and in a recent movie, I think so, which I have watched, 12 Fail, the term Murphy's law is very cleverly used there. Okay, so these things are very cleverly used nowadays. And lastly, before concluding, I would like to like mention the references where I from where I took all these things. So the basically I took both the three of the terms from Idioms and Phrases book by Roshan Tolani and One Word Substitution book by Roshan Tolani itself, and it was like published by Arihant Publications. Thank you for being with me.